forgiveness, you're healing that and you're able to move on and you can drop it. So the Buddha said it's important for us to do this, particularly to those who have helped us, so teachers and parents. Because if we harbour anger towards who've helped us so much, even though we often feel it's justified, we don't agree with their decisions and the way they do things, whatever, because they've helped us so much through our life. If we hold on to a grudge, the Buddha said this is a real obstacle to progress in the Dhamma, to understanding the Dhamma. It keeps coming back, keeps bringing our mind back to this place of negativity. Same with teachers, same with people who have helped us. Maybe there's people in our life who has helped us quite significantly in our life, but then to turn against them and hold grudges to those who have helped us is a very powerful obstructive karma. So this is why we practice forgiveness. And at first it's difficult. If you really have gone against your parent, your teacher, or somebody important in your life, it's difficult to come to the point of asking forgiveness sometimes. We feel awkward. Sometimes the anger is so strong, it just won't let us do it. So this is also why the meditation retreat is good, because you're opening up to see your own mind and you're seeing maybe what is in your own best interests. As you become more mindful, you can't help but observe it's better to let go of anger than to hold it onto it. And the ceremony is simply one thing that facilitates that. Mindfulness is another, contemplation of another. Even just seeing anger, it's an impermanent thing. There's no need to identify with it so strongly. Let it go. And often anger is coming from frustration. That's another thing you'll notice in your retreat, frustrated desire. You have desire for all kinds of things in life. You want to get what you want. When we don't get what we want, we get frustrated, which often leads on to ill will, negativity. So sometimes we attribute the frustration to a person. They're blocking us, competing with us. They're in the way of our happiness in some way. So then the greed or desire, the attachment for some goal, something, some object, then fuels anger. So deep down, anger comes from craving and attachment. And so you want something, you don't get it, so you get ill will. What exposes this is practice of mindfulness. This is what the practice is about. You're looking into the Four Noble Truths, understanding the nature of suffering, but then seeing its cause and working to abandon its cause. And it can be as simply as just agreeing to let go of some grudge, some ill will. Or it can be as simple as accepting that you won't get a certain wish fulfilled. It's not possible, or it's just the conditions are not right, and you accept that, and then your mind goes quiet. And often we have our breakthroughs in meditation where the mind goes peaceful. It's because you've accepted something that was bothering you. You kept thinking of something you want to get, something you want to get rid of, but your mind goes quiet when it sees that's not the way to release from suffering. Also, you're seeing how sometimes the mind does quieten down, if only for brief periods. And that's, we say, the food for the heart, the food, the nourishment for the mind, the spiritual food, when there's a little bit of relief as the mind settles, maybe some joy, rapture arises, calm, contentment arises. Some of those experiences are quite special. You remember them, sometimes for a whole lifetime, certainly for a long time. And they're giving you a new perspective on your own mind. You're saying, oh, there can be some happiness on the inside that's not dependent on external conditions or getting what you want materially or out in the world. Even letting go of your body sometimes, your mind becomes very calm with joy and you're not too bothered by the aches and pains and the feelings coming up in your body. It gives you a new perspective, a new understanding, and you can see there's a different kind of happiness or peace that the mind can have. It's not that everything else is wrong, but you're just getting a new perspective on the kind of peace and happiness the Buddha was pointing to, where you're going beyond craving and attachment. Even if only briefly, just a moment of relief where you let go of something that you were holding on to. You feel good, don't you? When you accept something that you couldn't accept, you feel the happiness of the mind just putting down that heavy burden. So don't give up on your retreat in the sense if you feel you didn't get any particular results. You know, there's many results that will come up during the retreat and some of them after the retreat. And it's also a gradual education of yourself in the practice. And like someone was saying, you're learning to practice at home. Perhaps you've never done that before. You've always thought going on retreat means going to a monastery or a retreat center. But now you've broadened your perspective and you realize, I can actually do a meditation retreat at home, which at this time is quite convenient. There's less risk from infectious disease and the problems of COVID. And hopefully you can build on this. So you maybe keep up a regular meditation practice after the retreat. And that's the biggest challenge. You know, one thing is to do a period of time as a retreat. The second or a different thing is to do it on your own later. That's what we're working towards is, regular meditation practice, regularly keeping precepts. So in a moment, I'll be giving you the 5 precepts just as an encouragement to take them away as training rules for yourself. And then you need to commit to the practice, following the path of the Buddha, Dhamma, Sangha. Because the more you commit to it, the more you get out of it. And nobody can make you do it. It has to come from your own seeing the value of it and then finding ways to summon up energy in the practice. So another thing we'll do in a moment is give you a blessing for the new year. And that's another energizing thing. We'll give you the blessing, and sometimes blessings can be a good stimulus to our practice. You get your blessing and you feel charged up to go and do good. But remember, the joy, the faith that arises from a blessing also will fade. Then you have to re-establish it yourself. So the real blessing is when you learn to bless yourself. Every time you bring your mind back to the Dhamma and reflect on the Dhamma teachings, it's like a little blessing. When you remind yourself of the Buddha, the qualities of the Buddha, the Dhamma, the Sangha, bring up mindfulness, decide to keep precepts in a situation. It's like you learn to bless yourself. And that's when you have a real refuge, is wherever you go, your mind, your heart can turn to the Dhamma, even if external conditions are difficult, tricky. So maybe I'll just say this much for now, and we'll now have a couple of ceremonies before we finish.
Thank you, Long Po. We will now formally request for the 3 refuges and 5 precepts from Long Po. So if you're ready, please be in your Anjali position. We will be sharing the slides on the chant shortly. Apologies, we are facing some technical issue. Let's give us a moment. So when you're ready, please be in your Anjali position, and we'll start by bowing 3 times. Bow. Mayam bante ti saranena saha pancha silani yajama tutiyampi mayam bante ti saranena saha pancha silani yajama tatiyampi mayam bante ti saranena saha pancha silani yajama.
Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa.
Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa.
Buddhaṃ saranang gacchāmi.
Buddhaṃ saranang gacchāmi.
Dhammang saranang gacchāmi.
Dhammang saranang gacchāmi.
Sanghang saranang gacchāmi.
Sanghang saranang gacchāmi.
Tutiyampi buddhaṃ saranang gacchāmi.
Tutiyampi buddhaṃ saranang gacchāmi.
Tutiyampi dhammang saranang gacchāmi.
Tutiyampi dhammang saranang gacchāmi.
Tutiyampi sanghang saranang gacchāmi.
Tutiyampi sanghang saranang gacchāmi.
Tatiyampi buddhaṃ saranang gacchāmi.
Tatiyampi buddhaṃ saranang gacchāmi.
Tatiyampi dhammang saranang gacchāmi.
Tatiyampi dhammang saranang gacchāmi.
Tatiyampi sanghang saranang gacchāmi.
Tatiyampi sanghang saranang gacchāmi.
Ti sarana kamanang nititaṃ.
Amabante.
Pānātipātā veramani sikkhapadang samadhiyāmi.
Pānātipātā veramani sikkhapadang samadhiyāmi.
Atinādāna veramani sikkhapadang samadhiyāmi.
Adinādāna veramani sikkhapadang samadhiyāmi.
Kāmesu micchācarā veramani sikkhapadang samadhiyāmi.
Kāmesu micchācarā veramani sikkhapadang samadhiyāmi.
Musāvādā veramani sikkhapadang samadhiyāmi.
Musāvādā veramani sikkhapadang samadhiyāmi.
Sura meraya majjapamadatthāna veramani sikkhapadang samadhiyāmi.
Sura meraya majjapamadatthāna veramani sikkhapadang samadhiyāmi.
Imani panca sikkhapadani samadhiyāmi. Sīlena sukatiññanti sīlena bhogasampada. Sīlena nibbutiññanti dasamā sīlaṃ visoṭhaye.
Sadhu. Bow 3 times. Bow. Now that we've taken the 5 precepts from Long Po, we will now formally seek for forgiveness from Long Po, and on behalf of everyone on the retreat. During the course of the retreat, if we've done wrong to Long Po or Sangha through body, speech, or mind, we would like to sincerely seek for Long Po's forgiveness. So if you're ready, please be in your Anjali position. We will be sharing the slides on the chant in a while.
I can just leave it there. Jeffrey's coming up. Jeffrey, come up to the front there.
Brother Darren, could you please share the slides? So if you're ready, please be in position, and we will formally seek for forgiveness from Long Po and the Sangha. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Bow down and stay there. Mahatere pamadena tawaratayena katang sapang aparatang kamatuno bante. Mahatere pamadena tawaratayena katang sapang aparatang kamatuno bante. Mahatere pamadena tawaratayena katang sapang aparatang kamatuno bante.
Ahang kamami tumehi pime kamitabang.
Kamama bante.
So now the Sangha will give a blessing in appreciation of all the good you've done. Just as you have asked forgiveness from us, and we've given you forgiveness, we ask forgiveness from you. If we've done anything to cause you grief, through body, speech, or mind, may you forgive us. And for all the good efforts in your practice, the generosity you've practiced, the sila you've practiced, the bhavana that you've practiced today and for all previous days throughout the year, we give our anumodana to you for that. And we'll give you a blessing for the future. May you be able to continue this practice all the way to Nibbana. May this meditation retreat, everything you've learned and practiced, be a cause for the arising of the Dhamma I, as a cause for you to reach Nibbana. And may you be blessed with good health and happiness and free from dangers, free from COVID, free from all the obstacles and sufferings that can come up for human beings. May you overcome them all. And we'll now chant the blessing in Pali. Yathawarivaha pura paripurenti sakarang Ewa mewa ito tinang betanang upakapati Ichitam batitang dumhang kipamewa zamijatu zabe purentu sangkapa Janto panara soyata manicho tira soyata Sabaro goa vinasato Mate bawan dvantarayo sukite kayo ko bawa Abhivadana silisa nijam vadapachayino Chataro dhamma vadante ayu anno sukhang Palang ayudo balado dhiro vanado patipanado Sukha satata mitavi sukhang so adhikajate Ayum datawa balang wanang sukancha patipanado Dikayuya sawa hoti yatayatu babajati te Pawatu sabbamangalang rakantu sabbadevata Sabba buddhanubhavena sada soti bhavantu te Pawatu sabbamangalang rakantu sabbadevata Sabba dhamma nubhavena sada soti bhavantu te Pawatu sabbamangalang rakantu sabbadevata Sabba sangha nubhavena sada soti bhavantu te.
Sadhu. Now bow 3 times. Bow.
So I'd also like to just say thank you to all the organizers, Wenjie, Darren, and Richard, and everyone else behind the scenes. And that we hope to see you again in 2022. If you're still keen and have energy, we do have a Facebook program tonight from the monastery's Facebook account, a live stream going up to midnight Melbourne time. You're welcome to watch that and participate. But otherwise, we wish you all well for the new year and hope to see you again soon.
Sadhu. Thank you, Long Paul. Could we invite Long Paul to lead us with paying respects to the Triple Gem?
Okay, we'll do that. Arahang Samma Sambuddho Bhagava Buddhang Bhagavantang Abhivade Swakato Bhagavata Dhammo Dhammang Namasami Supatipanno Bhagavato Sāvaka Saṅkho Saṅghang Namami. Bow to Luang Por Chah.
Let us pay our respects to Long Po and the Sangha. Bow.
Recording stopped.
Sattva